song going again.
Coffee and a Hello Kitty cup. Coffee and a Hello Kitty cup. Coffee and a Hello Kitty cup. Coffee and a Hello Kitty cup.
All right. So now we're gonna do the my regular live stream. All right. Y'all just bear with me for a minute. We got people that they just don't know how to act. We can, yeah. Hey everybody, what y'all doing? Y'all better talk to me and play more music. Let's see. Let's see. I haven't played this one in a while. Let's see. Where's my peso song?
Where I go, I make it rain like I'm blowing pesos, blowing pesos. She wanna go out, she wanna see the town, but I'm trying to stay home. She think it's okay to waste all my money cause I'm always on the road. She don't know what it's like to be famous. All the pretty girls know what my name is. She says she likes me better when I'm brainless. I think it's time to go. Everywhere I go, I make it rain like I'm blowing pesos, blowing pesos. I make it rain like I'm blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Everywhere I go, blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Everywhere I go, blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Look, there's no cap. Me and my boy did that. Come to my place, sit back. See where your mind's at. Come see the lights in Manila. We getting high in Manila. Spending the night in Manila. Tell me your price, girl. You know I'm a winner. No need to call your friends, girl. You can just tell them you're mine. You can bring all your friends, girl. They can all hop in the ride. I know you're indecisive. It's a beautiful day to change your life. Everywhere I go, I make it rain like I'm blowing pesos, blowing pesos. I make it rain like I'm blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Everywhere I go, blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Everywhere I go, blowing pesos, blowing pesos. Everywhere I go.
What is up? Oh, don't restart no more. I don't want to. Whatever that is. Oh, that's gotta stop. No, y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that. We might play something more later, but what are y'all guys doing? Need somebody to talk to me here. We got, how many people we got in here? We got lots of people in here ain't talking to me. Don't be scared. AMFR, good evening, Sir Ray. I'm a bit busy in the kitchen. I'm on background for. I appreciate you, AMFR, and I got your email, and I'm gonna forward that song over to you as soon as I get done with this live stream. Whenever I got your email, I was busy preparing for this live stream. This is actually the second live stream that I'm doing. I had a topic, and I recorded that one first, and then this is the more unstructured, just hanging out with you guys and seeing what you want to talk about this evening. I see lots of people. I see lots of floaty heart things. I'm loving it. You guys are awesome that's watching. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Because I am open. I am open to any topic. As long as it's not politics. I don't want to talk about no politics. And if you're worrying about politics, like, find something else to worry about. Like, life's too short to be worried about stuff you can't do anything about. MFR said, thanks so much, sir. Appreciate it. I will replay your first live stream tomorrow morning, sir. That's awesome. I appreciate you, MFR. And anybody that's lurking around in here, I know that there's a lot of y'all that just turn on my live stream and you're cooking dinner right now, and that's cool. But hopefully I get some people in here come in want to talk about something. I have a topic, but I want to wait for more people to get in here, and it's kind of a controversial subject. Oh, well, I lost a lot of people when I say controversial subject. Maybe I ought to keep my mouth shut. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. And the subject is with foreigners coming to the Philippines, race relations. Racial issues in the United States, is a big hot button topic. But I never hear anybody, any of the vloggers or just anybody talking about, race relations in the Philippines. Not trying to blow my own horn or anything like that. But I've always been able to get along with everybody. And I know that's not always the case, especially like in the US, because there's history there. And some of the reasons why I think that, it's not as like prevalent here in the Philippines, is my opinion, because here, from my personal experience, like here in the Philippines, black men, white men get along fine. There's no animosity towards each other. Once they're separated from that culture in the US where, everybody's kind of suspect because, you don't know who people are. Like, there's that background nastiness that it's hard to trust people initially. Everybody's kind of treated kind of standoff because you don't know, how they're going to be. But here you don't get that. And I've got a couple theories about why, people from different races get along much easier in the Philippines. All right. and I'd love to hear you guys comment if you're still with me. Like, my first theory is, and I'm going to speak for the white men here. White men come in from America, where, you know, like racial tensions, you know, probably the most pronounced of foreigners coming over here. You know, like I don't think that, you know, racial tension is as prevalent like in the UK or in Australia or other countries, but in the US, you know, racial tension's always been there. So I'm going to speak from the perspective of a white man coming to the Philippines and interacting with black men, black expats, you know, that also come from the Philippines, come to the Philippines. And here's the thing. I believe, this is my personal belief, that the type of man that chooses to come to the Philippines probably doesn't have a racial or bigot mindset. Like I'll just say it. Like there's no Ku Klux Klan member sitting back in wherever they're, you know, from saying, you know what? Hey, Bubba, you know what I want to do? I want to go to that place that got all them Asians and settle down there. They're not saying that because they're racist. We don't want those people over here. But the people, the white guys that come over here, they don't have that, you know, negative racial viewpoint on people of other races. And I think that, you know, the black guys here, like they sense that. Like, and like me, like some of my best friends that I've met, especially through YouTube, are black guys. Like, and even, you know, in person, you know, going to my friend Gene's house from Louisiana. Like most of the guys that come over his house when we were playing spades, slapping spades, and, you know, just getting along because, you know, like there's no need for racial tension here. That is another great reason, I think, to come to the Philippines. I'm gonna get into some comments, see how much trouble I'm in before I move on. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't have anybody yet. AMR can't relate to the topic. I didn't think so. Hello, Saray, like 6. How's your renewing the visa extension today, sir? Amy, it was expensive. I spent 9,000 pesos. Dreaming future, black and white is the same human. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you know, saying like in the US, you know, there's a background, there's a history of racial tension, and it affects how people interact with each other. You know, a black man and a white man, or, you know, a black person and a white person, because of that history of racism and, you know, prejudgment of people that just doesn't happen here. Pogie, hello, Pogie. Good evening, Poe. Good evening, Pogie. How are you, Kuya Ray? Doing good, Pogie. What is about the argue? No, I'm not arguing. G-Dub, Gary Walker said, who dat? How's it hanging all? Appreciate you being here, G-Dub. I want you to weigh in on this topic. Dream just about my choice is white skin. And that's okay. I mean, people are allowed to have their preference. So Gary, the loose topic tonight is basically like the lack of racial animosity for expats that choose to come to the Philippines. Like, you know, if you're from, you know, back in the US where there's a history of racial tension, and the people that come to the Philippines, whether they're white or black, um, part of the whole escaping thing is to escape all that bullshit. Like, I have never had a problem, just openly just making conversation with, a black guy that I meet. Like, if I happen to see an expat and he's black, and I just walk up to him and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And just start a conversation like two regular dudes. Like, he doesn't view me like, "Oh, what the hell is this cracker gonna say?" And I don't like. There's no there's no prejudgment here. And I was making the point that like, I don't think, at least, white guys, like the white guys that are choosing to come to the Philippines, to live, in a country where they're surrounded by people that have different skin color than they do. Those aren't the racist guys. They're not coming over here. And that's a good thing. Like, they can stay back there and they can figure all that out. But I think, like, one of the great things about one of the positive aspects of coming to the Philippines is getting away from not only, like the stress and the hustle and the bustle and the tension of the U.S. and the politics and everything else, but also getting away from, the whole racial bigotry that goes on in the U.S. Because from my experience, and I would love to hear if anybody's got any stories that's different, but everything I've experienced shows me that it really doesn't happen over here. Let's see. Wait. Frank and Fell. Hey, Ray, making the online rounds. I appreciate you stopping by, Frank. Dream Future. My live stream, most of them is Black Western, and they are nice people. I like your skin color white, so I choose you. Well, thank you. Dream. Frank and Fell says hi to everybody. Pogie saying hi to Frank. Frank saying hi to Pogie. I'm the one Pogie. Yeah, Frank, you the one. Or Pogie, you the one. Had to get in my like and subscribe. Yeah. Well, Frank, are you gonna comment on the topic of the day? Because I just put it out there, and my viewpoint is the lack of racial tension in the Philippines. I have not experienced like any kind of racial tension myself since I've been in the Philippines. And it was it's completely different for me, in the U.S. Like, you guys know me. Like, I'm just friendly and welcoming, and like I love everybody. But in the U.S., if I was to walk up to a black guy that doesn't know me, just spur of the moment, just hey, how's it going? Is like, hey, what does this white guy want with me? There's like a little bit of, hold on, what's going on here? And like, I don't experience that here. People are just, everybody has that friendly vibe, that there's no prejudgment of people. Now again, like, once you meet somebody, whether they're white, black, Filipino, whatever, if like your personalities just don't vibe, they just don't vibe. But as far as judging people by their skin color, I'm talking for expats. Like, I don't really see it over here. What do y'all think? Frank fell. James on his second cup of coffee. G-Dub said, I don't have much for you, Ray. I grew up military brat, hence many races growing up, and I had parents that just respected all people. They made it not an issue for my sister. Yeah, no, I'm the same. I was a military brat too, G-Dub. And, this isn't about like our own personal. Like I think everybody here, is not a racial, like view people racially. I'm just making the point that I like, it's my theory that the people that come over here are all of that type of mindset, the same as me and you, Gary, or everybody else. There's, I Poggy, that's my own title that no one be taking. All right, Poggy, I hear you. Poggy wants to be the one and only Poggy. All right. Yes, I think there is less tension here. Then Gary says hi to everybody. Yeah, and I was just, I was just thinking about that today, and there was kind of like the whole mindset is like, should you touch it on it or just leave it alone or whatever. But I don't want to have that fear about talking about something, and I believe that I'm talking about it in a positive way as far as again, I think that is another great reason. Anybody that's watching from the U.S., like if you don't like the racial tension in the U.S., and that may be a factor, that convinces you to go somewhere else, because I don't find it here. Like people are allowed to just be who they are, like that, and forget all the racial stuff. That's like that's even a better point. Like the Philippines allows you to be the best version of yourself. And I think a lot of people, a lot of expats embrace that. Like it's not so much reinventing yourself, but it's the Philippines allows you to be who you really want to be, but maybe in the US you were constrained because of like social norms and things that just kind of kept you in a box. And in the Philippines, like that box is removed and you can just be outgoing, friendly, without people looking at you sideways or wondering what you're up to. Gary Walker said, I agree, Ray. Filipino people are not racist people. We as a Filipino, most important to us, deliver a humility, empathy, and having friends. We born in this world unconscious and we leave this world unconscious too. Poggy's pink hands, Gary Walker. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna speak on, Filipinos. Like, I value, your insight and your opinion, Poggy, but I didn't grow up in the Philippines. Like I'm not gonna speak on how Filipinos culture like handles racism. I just know how it was in the U.S. And again, I don't experience that here, and that's a great thing. That is an awesome thing, and like it makes like you don't know how many times that it makes me happy. Like and see, like here's another thing. Like in the U.S., if a white guy was to say, "Oh, I have lots of black friends," like people would look at him like, "Oh, you're just saying that, like overcompensating for your racism." Like, it's like if someone in the U.S., a white person says, "Oh yeah, I got lots of black," like they view that as like a defense mechanism for being racist. But here is like, I don't feel that. Like I feel like I say, like some of the coolest cats I've met since I've moved to the Philippines are black guys. Not because they're black, they're just cool guys. And And like being here, like allows, you know, it's mostly men. Let's not get it twisted. Most expats are men, so it allows men to relate to each other as just men. Like, you know, what are you like? And just relate to each other. And I just find it so much easier over here, and it makes me happy. Uh, let's see. James said Billy is up drinking coffee. Says, hey Billy, did James? Hey, did James buy you something from the flea market? Huh? At Canton? I forgot. See, when you guys said you were going to the flea market, like I forgot about the whole Labor Day thing. I'm like, well, they're just going to the flea market, but y'all went because it's like long weekend. But I hope you and Bobby and Angela all had fun. Amy said, Saray, Ma'am Rhoda sent a regard to all viewers here. PM. I appreciate that. Gary Walker, the expats I've run into and made friends with just seem to be here searching for a variety of things, but mo problems isn't one of them. That's exactly right. Like, I appreciate the fact that that the majority of the expats that come over here leave any kind of baggage back in the U.S. And not just because, extra bag fees are outrageous, but like, you don't need to pack all that stuff when you come to the Philippines. You can leave all that behind and just be you. And it's awesome. Let's see. Dream Future said, hey to James, Billy, Amy, hey Sir Frank, I was up to your channel. James, she bought a dog. Who bought a dog? Billy bought a dog? I know Billy didn't buy it. Y'all don't need no more dogs. Angela bought a dog? Who bought a dog? Learning 0045. Hello. Say hi, Cupcake, if you saw this comment. Hi, Cupcake. Angela bought a dog also. So they both bought a dog. What the hell y'all gonna do with a dog? James' dog is free in my mother province. Learning, what is this stream about? I joined late. Both of the girls bought dogs. Okay. Learning 0045. Basically, the loose topic is lack of racism between expats that move to the Philippines. If they choose, the type of people that choose to come to the Philippines are not really, they don't bring like that racial tension with them to the Philippines. Like, from my experience, white guy, black guy, doesn't matter. We're all expats. We're all foreigners in another country. And that's where, how we relate to each other, not by color of skin. And, we find that commonality. And again, I think it's awesome. James is morning all. Pink wave hands, James. Like, Learning said, oh, thank you for explaining. No problem, Learning. But where are you from? Learning 0045. Where are you from? Pogie doing pink waving hands to everybody. Morning to you, sir, James, and even here in the Philippines. Everybody. Oh, from Russia. Okay. So how do you, what is your perspective of like race relations in Russia? Like, do you find that Russians are are, you know, like open to, you know, other races, or do they like keep other races like at a distance? Bogey, thanks for support my channel during my live stream. Did I miss a live stream? Maybe I'll stream it later. Pogie, what happened to your live early lunchtime? Kuya, right? I was getting on the bus. Learning that I am mostly American though. Okay, so you're like American living in Russia. Well, that's still a good, you know, perspective, because, you know, I don't think that it applies, you know, only to the Philippines. I think that you know, anybody that's choosing to live in a different culture, a different country, like surrounded by a different culture, is probably not racist, because, like, you know, to me, like, racist people or bigoted people, you know, have the viewpoint that, you know, well, the way I think and, you know, the way I see the world is the only way that it should be, and everything else is wrong. So they're not going to go someplace else where everything's done completely different, because that's just not their personality. So I think, you know, it's probably you know, maybe like globally, people that choose to live in another country, probably, you know, don't have as much issue with, you know, people of different races and cultures, because they wouldn't move if they did. That's my viewpoint. See anybody. Welcome, Poe. Navy woman, no problem. In time you need me, for richer and for poorer. Learning, say yes. Okay, I appreciate you learning. Appreciate you being here. Dream Future James, can you guess me who I am? My clue is you sent me a quotation. We all know who you are, Dreaming Future. James, I want to get back to why the hell did you let the... I could understand Angela. They've been looking for like a little squishy puppy for a while, but you guys, I mean, I know we just lost Gabe, but there was still plenty of dogs to go around still at the house. I don't see bringing another one in. Like, did all the other dogs just get boring that you had to get a whole new dog in? That don't make any sense to me. Ray, where are you from? Learning, I am from Louisiana in the United States, but currently I live in Tagaytay, on the island of Luzon in the Philippines. And I actually just went to, you know, immigration to, you know, update my status. So Philippines has to put up with me for at least 2 more months, because I'm already renewed. And eventually I'll get, you know, a permanent residency here in the Philippines. That's my, you know, that's my plan. I'll get there, you know. Learning and smiling. Okay. What'd I do? So learning, you said you were mostly American. Like what else are you? If you're mostly American, are you? That would lead me to assume that you're partially something else. Are you like a, you know, Russian American mix and living in Russia, or? James, she picked him up and wouldn't let him go, so I had to pay for him. Puppies will get you every time. You never let anybody, you should have never let her pick up a puppy. Like that's, you know, it's like instant addiction. Puppies and babies. I saw the cutest little baby today. Well, I mean, he wasn't a baby, but he was, I don't know, he was a little guy. I mean, you guys, I don't know, but you guys should know me. Like, I'm a sucker for the little guys. Like, the little boys, little girls, they're so cute and, like, so friendly and just full of wonder, and they don't have any kind of, you know, uh, shyness. Some could be, like, a little bit shy, but just give them a moment, and, you know, they're reaching out and trying to touch your face and, like, but anyway, I was standing in line to get some food, and this man was holding his little boy, and the little boy was fascinated with me, and so, you know, I was playing peekaboo and doing all kinds of stuff, but I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, little kids and puppies, yeah, you don't let women get near little kids and puppies, and don't let me get near little kids. I'll adopt them and come home with me. Learning said, half Russian, half American, but currently living in America. Sorry for a late response. No problem. Craig Hampton said, yes, I know what you're talking about, puppies. I have 12 dogs. Yeah, Craig, like, my brother James isn't as bad as that, but I don't know how many, what was your highest dog count at one time? Like, if you included, like, what was the girl dog's name? And she had, like, what, she had 3 or 4 puppies, and then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know you guys had like 9 or 10 at one time. And then cats. Like, I always say I'm a good pet uncle. Like, I'll come over and I'll pet anybody's dog, or, you know, pet their cat, or, you know, just uncle in general. Like, you got little kids, I'll come over and play with them. We'll have a good time, and then when, like, we're all done, you can have them back. Here you go. This one stinks. This one needs to be fed. That's not my responsibility. I'm just there to pet the dogs, play with the kids, then leave. I ain't trying to feed anybody or you know, take care of them. You know, I just want to have a good time. Let's see. James, up to 8 dogs, 3 cats. All right, yeah, that's like way too many animals. Got a whole zoo going on over there. Learning, can you please show us your pet right now? Learning, I don't have any pets. Like I said, you know, I am a pet uncle. Like, I visit other people's pets, and, you know, like I said, I'll pet them, throw them a ball, you know, play fetch, spend time with them, but then it's someone else's responsibility to feed them and, you know, make sure they get their meds and all. Like, I'm not trying to be responsible. Like, I'm done being responsible in life. Well, for the most part. Sometimes you gotta be a little responsible, but I'm not trying to add responsibility to my life on purpose. Oh yes, I didn't hear it properly. No problem. Might be the accent. Well, I don't think I have a strong accent. Y'all just bear with me. I got all worked up. So you're done with the OPP. Down, yeah. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You down with OPP? Yeah. But yeah, other people's pets. It's a good one. That's a good one, Craig. I got it. It doesn't even have to be someone's pet. You know, You know, my girlfriend always, you know, gave me grief about, you know, just trying to pet random stray dogs and cats and like, you know, like there's a point to that, you know, like with, you know, rabies or whatever. But at the same time, like, and you can kind of sense, you know, if a dog is, you know, coming up to you, wagging its tail and everything, it probably didn't have rabies. Like, it just needs a pet. But anyway, the point I'm eventually gonna make is, I would rather be the person that gets bit by a rabid dog than the type of person that doesn't pet dogs. Like, I'm always gonna be a person that pets a dog. If a dog comes up to me, I'm gonna pet it. Like, that's just always gonna be the case. Cats, not so much. Like, I'll pet a cat, like if it's around my vicinity, but like, I'm not going out of my way to pet cats. That's just me. I got nothing against cats. They just, I don't know. They're like, cat personality and my personality just don't jive. They're too needy most time. Like, cats, like house cats. Like, I like those feral cats that'll go out and like kill stuff, and like basically most of the time they just want you to leave them the hell alone. Those are the cats I like. Those independent cats. Learning say, can you please show us your view in the USA outside on your balcony? I never saw the USA because I live in Nebraska. Are you talking about the Philippines? Give me just a second. Let me put this cigarette out. Yeah, it's like I said, learning. I'm in the Philippines, and I don't know how much you will be able to see because it's evening here. Let me get this thing to stop moving. There we go. But this is the current view outside of my window. Like I said, I don't know how much you can see because, you know, it's evening time here. Let's see. Craig said, I just don't like them to die, and so I will take them to the animal doctor and they can get their vaccines. Look, like that's awesome. Wait, thing, get this back following. They can get their vaccines. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome of you, Craig. It's just too much responsibility for me. Like, I would help somebody else's dog, but it would be their dog. I don't want to make it my dog. Ooh, 666 subscribers. All right, learning. Are you subscribed to my channel? Please subscribe to my channel so I'm not stuck on 666 subscribers. Craig said, I've seen so many dogs here, and my puppies here, and my barangay die because they need their warming. And where's my phone so I can keep up with this? Wait. Need their warming and first vaccination, like the parvo virus, so prevalent here. Yeah, I had a dog that died of parvo, and that's another thing. I don't want to have something that I know is going to die on me, and I don't deal with that well. Learning said, cool, thanks. No problem, learning. Evening, Mr. Ray, as what I think, Simon, CEO to farmer. CEO to farmer. So Simon was a CEO, and now he's growing shit in the ground. He's putting stuff in the ground, he's putting water on it, is making a plant, and then He's eating what it makes. He's a CEO of the land. Rena Singh, hello, Sir Ray. Hey, Ring, story time with James. I did too. What? What did you do? What did you do? What'd you do, story time? Learn and subscribe. Did that put me at 667? I was stuck on 666. Rena says hello to everyone. Hey, Rena, I saw that you were live streaming. I was like right before or right when I was going on, and I'm like, man, so I'll stream your live stream later. Rena from India. Story time. I had a dog power. Yeah, it's terrible. Simon retracted a message. All right, Simon, be that way. Probably a misspelling or something. Rena saying hi to James. Story time. You missed out on my initial topic, and I'm gonna go back to it now that you're here, because I was making maybe not the point, but I was putting forth the theory that like racial tension between expats doesn't really happen in the Philippines. And my theory is that, people, from a white guy's perspective, the white guys that are choosing to come live in a land with a completely different culture, with tan skinned people, are not the racists that are coming from America. Like I made the joke earlier, but no one was here, that there's not a Klan member going, you know what, Bubba, I think I'm gonna go over there with all them brown people in the Philippines and learn how to eat that balut. They ain't doing that. They're staying, and there's all that racial tension in the U.S., but I haven't experienced that here. Like like some of the guys I click with the most are black guys, and I was saying, if you said that in the U.S., if you were a white guy in the U.S. and said, hey, some of my best friends are black guys, they would think that, you were trying to cover up racism by saying you had black friends or something. Like there was just this whole perception that I don't get here, and that is another thing that I appreciate about the Philippines, is all that bullshit is left behind. What do you think, Story? What do you think, James? All right. Let's see. Wait. Okay, Craig said, and the dogs know that you help them and they will run up to you. I love you forever. Say no to the woman and yes to the dog. Dog is solo. Craig clicks with the dog. Storytime James says it doesn't. Yeah, I figure you probably agree. Like, I haven't noticed it at all anywhere. Like, and I think that's an awesome thing that nobody talks about, because I think people are afraid to talk about, bringing up racism, because it's like you don't want to upset the balance. It's like everything's good, leave it alone, don't talk about it. But the thing is, we're grown men. We can talk about stuff like that because, like, here it doesn't exist, and that's a good thing, and we should celebrate that. Like, I don't think that is celebrated enough here. That we talk about different stresses and stuff in the U.S. and politics that we left behind, and like the hustle and bustle and all that tension or whatever. But nobody talks about leaving behind that racial tension, and that is an awesome thing. Like, it should be celebrated. That's my opinion. That we don't have that here. I don't want to hear. Simon said, mate, I was CEO for Pirelli tires. Just a misspelling, mate. I know, I'm joking. Racial, I have found, is very small here. In the UK, it is really bad. Is it really? I thought it was. Uh, I think the perception is that it's worse in the U.S. Story time with James and laughing. James, you laughing at my clan member impersonation talking to Bubba? Garrett G Dub said, "Hey James, I had a dog whose first human was named Pavlov for what it's worth." Okay. Story time, really? LOL. Rena said, like done. Learning last term in my elementary school, my teacher said we couldn't ever end racism, but we can manage it. Um, I'm gonna, well, I always say, and you guys heard me say this probably 15 times, just throwing a random number out there. You've heard me say this. There is only one thing in this world that you can control, and that's yourself. So, I can end racism because I decide who I am. I decide how I act. I decide, how I interact with the world, and racism not for me. So, ending racism is a personal choice for everybody. That's the only way it'll end. But I think that there's a lot of conversations, at least in the U.S., that kind of keep that culture and that tension present. Like, I don't know how America would act if there couldn't be some kind of debate or friction about like race relations. Like, it's just I don't think they would know how to act if that just went away. But I came here and it pretty much went away, and I'm very happy about that. Let's see. Wait, it's really good. Wait, I have noticed it's really good. Yeah, James. I love it. Because I like everybody, and I was saying, like, in the U.S. I got an update. I'm at 667. Awesome. So we got off the devil's number. I forgot what I was just saying. Dang it. Okay. If someone watching me is texting me while I'm trying to compose my thoughts and do a live stream, stop it. Okay. I just go back to comments since I lost my train of thought. Craig Ham, now I know exactly what you're talking about. How so, Craig? And anti-Semitic isn't a topic here in the Philippines. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the same thing with, pretty much, any kind of racial tension. Like I said, people, like racist people, the truly racist people, they don't choose to move to a country where the culture is completely different. Like, they believe that their culture and the way they think is the only way to be, and everybody else is wrong. So they are not going to make the choice to go somewhere else and have, like, openly experience another culture. They're not going to do that. That would scare the bejesus out of them. James said they don't know what racism is out here. Yeah, and that's, like I've been saying, that's an awesome thing. Like, like I said, you never really hear anybody talk about it, but I'll talk about it openly because I think it's an awesome thing, and I think it should be celebrated. That one of the great things about being an expat in the Philippines, relating to other expats, is a lot of those tensions. You know, I mean, you may meet somebody, you know, whether they're black, white, purple, doesn't matter, that you just don't click with, but it's just because you don't click with them. There's no, like, anyway, you get what I'm saying. Like, there's no prejudgment of people. Like, people are judged by what they say, what they do, how they interact with you, and that's the way it should be. And I love that about the Philippines. Learning, how do you think we should stop discrimination? Again, learning, like, it's, you know, it is a, you know, it's a personal choice. Like, you have, you know, I always say, you know, you are the person that you want to be. All you have to do is figure out the traits that are important to you as a person, and then start behaving in a manner that accentuates those traits. Though, like, you know, if like, if you always want to be an honest person, then always tell the truth. If you're always telling the truth, then you're an honest person. And that's it. If you want to be a person that doesn't discriminate, then make an active effort, like, to treat everybody, you know, with courtesy and respect, everyone you meet, until you get to know them. You know, you can make a decision after that, but initially, like, just treat everybody with the same amount of courtesy and respect, and then you will be a person that doesn't discriminate, because that's what your actions say that you are. Simon said, mate, how do you keep fit here in the Philippines? I turned 58 last week and have a body of a 30-something. So much so, my son wishes he had a body same as mine. Have a look at my YouTube short. But I've seen a YouTube short. I know you'd be working as. I don't do as much as I should. Like, I've been trying to watch what I eat. I've been trying to walk, you know, every day, because, you know, I've got issues, like, especially walking. So that, you know, that kind of prevents me from, like, being as fit as I would like to be. But, and I know it's going to be like a, you know, maybe a, like Simon, I don't know, you know, like, what kind of physical condition you were in, like, when you first came to the Philippines, and if you had to, like, transition and slowly be able to be more active and do more things, because, you know, that's kind of what I'm finding is, you know, I've been trying to kind of ease into the fitness because I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm not healthy enough to be fit. So I'm trying to work on, you know, especially like the issue. Eventually I'm gonna get to the point where, you know, I'm gonna try and quit smoking again. That's important to me. Like, my two goals were to quit smoking, changing my diet up, and get to 80 kilos. Like, that was my goal weight. And yesterday I was like at 81.6, something like that. I got close. So hopefully within, you know, the next few days, then I'll be able to celebrate getting down to 80. I don't know if that answers your question or not. But yeah, I've seen your videos. I know you're fit, buddy. G-Dub said, I need to learn how to retract comments. I be typing, surfing, and get stargazing. What the hell? Yeah, G-Dub gets caught by that auto. I call it the auto carrot because it's auto correct, but I call it the auto carrot. And See, and that's another reason why I never liked iPhone, because it always, like, I never have that problem with like an Android phone. Like Android, like, learns words that I use, and like if I commonly mistype something, like that's what it's gonna autocomplete. However I do it, not whatever it thinks I'm trying to type, um, and I kind of like that. Storytime with James. They kind of treat the Aida tribe a little like racism, though, even though they don't call it that. Yeah, and see, I told Pogi, he was saying that they don't really have racism, here in the Philippines, between themselves, and like I said, I wasn't gonna comment on that because I'm not Filipino, but uh, you know just giving my viewpoint as a white guy coming from the U.S., Southern U.S., like the difference that I notice. Um, G-Dub, I hate technology. Rephrase, technology hates me. I don't hate you, G-Dub. So who is Dream and Future? I don't know them. Uh, G-Dub, let me just say I know them personally. And learning said discrimination is always happening in work and school, etc. Yeah, and that's, it's a sad thing that, like, um, that people discriminate for whatever reasons, whether it's racial, economic, like looking down on the poor, or someone different color, or um, I don't know, discriminating against body type, or um, you know, like, don't get me wrong, like, it is completely fine to have preferences. Uh, like, I don't know that I would, like, personally I wouldn't qualify that with friendships, but like, say a romantic relationship, like I don't have a problem with dark girls, but what I'm saying is, if like someone has a preference, they like what they like. Like, that's not racism. That's just I like the way, that skin tone, that complexion, that facial features, whatever it is that, you find attractive in a romantic partner. Awesome. Like, you know, most of the guys are here because, they find Filipina features attractive. That's why they're here. Well, some of them that came for, romance. Like, there's a reason they chose Filipinas. It wasn't because, oh, white girls are ugly or black girls are ugly. It's just, I like the way Filipinas look, so I'm going to look where there's a lot of Filipinas. There's nothing wrong with that, if all that makes sense. Wait. Uh, Gary Walker, I know I'm behind in the stream, had an interruption. No worries, G-Dub. Robert Forrest said good evening. My man in Indonesia, my chain smoking brother in Indonesia. Y'all think I like Robert be smoking. How things going in Indonesia, Robert? G-Dub said Pavlov's dog, Ray, you know the story. Yeah. Pavlov had the dog, and whenever, like, he would feed the dog whenever he rang the bell. So then it got to the point when the dog heard the bell ring, then it would start salivating because it associated the bell ringing with eating. Story time. Subscribe to Gary Walker. Awesome. Y'all subscribe to everybody. James Harmon said, you learn racism from peer pressure. Yeah, just the culture. Like, you're just, and, if it is peer pressure, well, here you don't have peer pressure, like, because everybody doesn't, really discriminate that I've seen over here. So, people aren't getting in, clicking up in groups and talking about this kind of stuff. Like, we're just expats. Doesn't matter where you're from. Like, you can be, Australian or German or even if you like mushy peas on French fries with gravy on it. Like, if you're one of those weirdos, like, no matter who you are. No matter who you are, like, we get along because we have the commonality, of being from somewhere else and choosing the Philippines to live. And, it's a bond. And, like I said, all personalities don't get along with each other, but we always start with that initial bond and see if we can move on from there. Gary Walker said, "I don't have a channel, James. God, no." Yeah, G-Dub, don't, like, if you ever decide to make a video, because I am pretty sure, hold on, I am pretty sure, oh, wait, yeah, like, I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to Gary Walker. If Gary Walker ever makes a video, he'll have a subscriber. He has 4 now. G-Dub, did you know you had 4 subscribers? Rena's doing the wavy hand thing. Gary Walker said, "But thanks, James." Robert Ray, you need to stop smoking. I realize now it has created a big problem for me. I have RSI in one of my fingers. RSI, I don't know what RSI is. RSI. I don't know. Does it tingle or something? I don't know what. Like, I think that's what my problem is with my legs when they start going numb. Like, that, I looked it up. I forgot what it was called. It was. I'll think of it in a minute. Simon said, "Mate, I was reasonably fit before I came to the Philippines, but my driver is to look good for my wife. She loves me, I know, but genuinely I want to look nice for her. They call me Rambo here." That's awesome, buddy. And yeah, like, I definitely agree with that. There's too many, there's too many guys that just, like, have the attitude. They don't know. They just kind of let themselves go and think that, women are still going to fall all over them because, oh, I'm, a foreigner, so yeah, I'm just naturally going to attract one. That's bullshit. Like, if you want something to be true, you have to make it true. So if you want to be, like, attractive to females, then, you need to have good hygiene. You need to, maybe buy some cologne, smell good, put on some lotion, take care of your skin, don't get all wrinkled up, and, clean out your nose hairs. Do I have any hairs on my ear? Because sometimes I'll get, like, a long hair on one of my ears. I always have to pull it off. I don't know why. It's just one random hair, and, like, I'll have no hair on my ear, and then just all of a sudden one day I'll have, like, a hair that long that's coming out of my. I was like, where the hell did that hair come from? Anyway, you got to take care of yourself, and like, I'm a big believer in that too. So it's like, I expect the same from any woman in my life. Like, if I am trying to take care of myself for her. Like, yeah, she ain't walking around all day in pajamas and, yeah, no. Anyway. Craig Ham said, "I have a question." I have an answer, Craig. Craig said, "Where do you eat most of your meals? Do you cook or do you go out?" I don't know, Craig. I mean, it kind of depends on where my budget is for the month. I'm just being honest. Like if I have, maybe a little bit more money, then, I'll eat out more. Because I want to try like different foods, and especially like Filipino foods, and like I don't know how to make Filipino food. And then sometimes, like if I get a craving for something that I know I can't get outside, then I cook. And I cook, whatever it is, the way that I like it. But I hope that answered your question. So, like it's kind of a mix between how much budget I have and also, what I'm craving. Wait, Gary Walker, I think it's a different G-Dub, James. Did I miss something about G-Dub? I don't know. Like, you're the only G-Dub on my channel. You're the one and only G-Dub, Gary. As far as I'm concerned. Story time with James. Okay, I clicked on your name. That's what it took me to. Okay. Learning, so I have to go now. Thank you for this lesson. Learning, I appreciate you coming by. Come back anytime. Craig Ham is a mushy peas on French fries. Wow, haha. Craig Hampton, I love your analogies. Robert Ford, repetitive strain injury, RSI. Oh, okay. So, constantly doing this, or you got repetitive strain injury? Simon said, OMG, those hairs. Do you get them too, Simon? Like, I don't know what it is. Like I don't have any hair on my ears. And then it's just like one day I'll wake up and there'll just be this long hair that's just randomly, I pluck it off, but I'm like, where the hell did that hair come from? It wasn't there. Like, it's not like they slowly grow or anything. It's just all of a sudden there's just big long hair on your, I don't know how the hell it happens. Learning said, one quick question before I leave. Do you find it racism when people want to change their race to another? I really don't, I'm not familiar with any kind of procedure that does that. Like I know, no knock on Filipinos, but I know that they, always trying to do skin whitening, but like, as far as changing their race, like I don't know. It used to be a trend. Are you talking about maybe like a young white guy that's like trying to act like part of the hip hop culture or whatever? Story time with James. I get them some the long hair. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with that. James Harmon said, "Got to go feeding the pets." But okay, so back to Learning's point. Okay, so here like I'm always gonna have probably a take on a topic that you have probably never heard before, because like my brain works weird, and but you have to take it in context. Like I say it all the time, I just want people to be happy. So, and I said earlier, I said, you are like you are the architect of who you are. You choose your personality, your traits. That like what you act like is who you are. With all that said, if there's a young white guy that like it makes him happy to like have his hat to the side and be talking all like that, like if that's the personality that he wants to have, he wants to be down, whatever it is, like if that's who he truly wants to be, I'm not going to fault him for that. I don't judge anybody on like their lifestyle choices, whether they're black, white. Like You know, and that's, you know, that's wrong. Like, it's wrong in the U.S. It's wrong everywhere. Like, you don't put people in a box. Like, that's part of what racism is. It's like, oh, you know, you're white, so this is the way that you have to be, and you can't do that, because if you do that, then you are occupying the box that's reserved for black people. That's all bullshit. Like, screw all them boxes. Like, whatever your personality is, like, if that's who you want to be, you know, you're a white guy, you like hip hop, you're into that culture, and that does it for you, do that. That's cool. Like, you be you and enjoy being you. Don't let anybody tell you different, you know? Learning's example, somebody wanted to have their culture know as East Asian or something. Example, somebody wanted to have their culture known as East Asia or something. I'm not understanding your question, but yeah, no, it's you know, like, there's you know, white girls that are really into, like, you know, the whole anime culture, and, you know, they're dressing like Japanese schoolgirls, and, like, they're not appropriating the culture. Like, they're just being who they identify with, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, if that's your personality, that's your personality. Like, I think that we judge people too much. Like, it's the whole in the box thing that's bullshit. Like, you know, if and I know, like, you know, a lot of people in the U.S., you know, whether, you know, if they see, I'm just gonna say it, you know, they see a young white guy that you know, like, is into the hip hop culture, like, they call him a wigger. If they see a black guy that, you know, likes to you know, dress in a button down shirt, and, you know, like Carlton or whatever, and like, they call him like Carlton or Uncle Tom or something, because they're saying, like, oh, you're not being who you really are. We know who you should be, so you should be more like we think you should be. And that's bullshit. People need to stop doing that. Let people be whoever they want to be and be happy. Sorry, that's kind of a hot button topic. I think people should be who they want to be. Gary Walker said, I got to check out my channel. This is so not something I would do. Get that channel going, Gary. I'm gonna watch all your videos. I'm gonna just make videos that are nothing but playing your videos. That's what I'm gonna do, Gary. Start your channel. Oh my goodness. Learning's waving. I thought you were out learning. You just can't stay away. I appreciate you being here. I mean, while I caught up on my comments, I smoked like half this cigarette. Every time I get up to smoke some more cigarette, y'all start commenting, so it's helping me quit smoking. The more y'all comment, the less I smoke. Yeah, I was watching Gorilla Mike's video today about respect. I had some good insights on that, but, you know, I would wait for G Mike to get on here, and where we can chop it up, because I understand where he's coming from, but you know me, I always have kind of like a slightly different take on certain topics. It just like a different perspective, because, like I said, my brain's weird. Like, I have my own perspective on life, and I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm always right to me. and I'm not afraid to share like my opinion. You don't have to believe what I believe. You can believe whatever you believe that makes you happy. That's my belief. Story time with James. Stop smoking, bro. See? I just got a couple more puffs. Couple more puffs. All right, putting it out. Putting it out for you, James. Putting it out for you, story time. Throwing the butt in the trash can. Dream said, yeah, you should stop. Yeah, well, there, I stopped. You know, all you had to do was ask. And so what do you guys want to talk about? I just made I did a live stream first, but I did it in horizontal mode because I had an actual topic, and like I talked about the topic, and then, you know, there really wasn't a lot of people in that live stream, and there's usually not a lot of people in the live streams that I do in horizontal mode. Like I get more participation and more new people coming in when it's in vertical mode. Tip for you guys is doing live stream. Wait, why does this thing stop following? You guys that want to do live streams like vertical mode, like you get put on the shorts feed, you get put on the live stream feed. You get a lot more engagement. But like whenever I have like a topic that I would normally like do a full edited video, I do it in horizontal mode because those can be rewatched later. But you know, normally my vertical feeds, you know, unless you're just already a fan, like you're not gonna understand what's going on. Like I'm just, you know, chopping it up with you guys, and thank you. You just save a. All right. Well, just for you, story time. Jolly Beth says, good evening. Hi, Jolly Beth. This is your second time here. Jolly Beth, do you have a channel? Hold on. Am I subscribed to your channel? Hold on. Let me look. Wait. No. Let me look. Wait. Jolly Beth. Hold on. Let me check on your channel. Go to channel. Jolly Beth got a channel. Jolly Beth got a channel. Jolly Beth got a channel. And I am subscribed. Look, I'm subscribed to Jolly Beth's channel. Y'all, Jolly Beth, I'm going to make you blue. Here we go. There you go, Jolly Beth. Give you some blue. And that makes it easy for you to, like anybody, pretty much anybody in blue can click on anybody else in blue and then choose go to channel and then subscribe, hit the back button, and you're right back here. So you guys show Jolly Beth some love. I think she only had like 9 subscribers or something like that. Y'all go give her a boost. Let's see. Learning came back. I just had to go do a task. I appreciate you being here, Learning. Jolly Beth said, thank you. Mom Be Fit waving. Hey, Mom Be Fit. If y'all aren't subscribed, Mom Be Fit, she's got a channel too. Gary Walker is blue just because I like him. He don't have a channel, but you can subscribe to him anyway. Wait, Gary Walker said it. Hi, Sister Susie. Where's Susie? I didn't see Susie come in. Susie's, oh, okay. I see now. Okay. I skipped over you. I was talking about Jolly Beth. Susie said, been out in the bayou, hardly no service, going back to the city. Morning, everyone have great evening, morning. Thanks, Susie. Out in the bayou. Oh, so you're down at Sarah's? Oh, Scott's here. From Scott and I's World. Hey, Scott, and you guys I'm gonna say it every time someone new comes in blue. Click on them. If you're not subscribed to their channel, subscribe. Susie, yeah, there it says, dream in future, you skipped your sister. Yeah, I was talking about someone else's channel and I didn't even see Susie's comment. It happens. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of comments when they're coming in. Scott says, make sure I'm sitting there telling everybody subscribe. Let me make sure I'm subscribed. Nope, I'm not subscribed. Not on this account. I know I'm subscribed on this one, but Scott and I's World, subscribe. Right there, subscribe. And then see, once you do that, and then you just hit the back button, like that, back button, and boom, you come right back to the live stream. So it's easy peasy. Y'all subscribe to each other's channel, and then hit the back button, come back here, and we'll keep talking. Garrett, wait, why am I not caught up on where's the comments at? All right, Gary Walker. So people, am I jacked on my channel? Didn't my last video have 44,000 views? I may have had 44 beers, but no YouTube kids, y'all. That ain't me. Gary, it don't matter. It don't matter. Look, Gary, I love you. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. I don't care if you don't got a channel. I don't care if you ever put out a video in your life. But I'm subscribed to Gary Walker. And I'm proud to be a follower of Gary Walker. Just because people subscribe to you, Gary, don't mean you have to put out videos. I'm serious. I was subscribed to somebody as like I saw as like, you know, people that have 0 subscribers. Well, if they subscribe to my channel, they've got a subscriber. I don't care, because I always say, like, YouTube gives you 2,000 subscriptions. Like, you know, your account, you can subscribe to 2,000 people. So the only thing I know is until I get to at least 2,000 subscribers, everybody that subscribes to me, I'm subscribing to them. That's just how it works. So, did you guys know that? Did y'all learn something? Did you know you had 2,000 subscriptions? That you can subscribe to 2,000 channels? Story time with Jane says, me too. Yeah, that's the way to be. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes this thing is not following me. There we go. Like sometimes people think, I don't know, they act like their subscriptions are, you know, like money. Like, oh, you know, I gotta be very selective about, you know, where I subscribe. No, it's like to me, subscriptions don't cost anything. They're not gonna mess you up in any kind of way. Like, you still have all the choice to watch whatever it is that you want to watch on YouTube. Just because you're subscribed, like, even if you're like, I tell people all the time, you know, like, just because you're subscribed to my channel, like, doesn't mean you have to watch my videos. If you don't like my videos, like, if I point you in the direction of somebody that you like more than me, that you click with their personality, or like they give you information that's more relevant to what you need in life, man, I want everybody to be happy. I want you to be happy. I want you to spend your time on that channel and enjoy that content. But don't unsubscribe to me. Not until you're subscribed to 2,000 channels. Subscribe to me anyway. And then, you know, if you never watch another video, I forgive you. You like what you like, and I hope you stick around long enough to tell me what it is you don't like, so maybe I can improve, because I'm still new at this YouTube stuff, and like I'm gonna get better every day. The only thing that I'm not gonna change is like who I am and my money maker, you know, because let's see. Ooh, ain't nobody talking. Ain't nobody talking. Hey, hey, call you Dave in the house. What's up, Dave? What do you got planned this morning? You getting ready to head off for work? Like, do you, Dave? What is it you do? I thought I was thinking that you drove a truck. Like, and do you have like a route, or do you do over the road? Like, I need to learn more about you, Dave. I like I don't think I've gotten like the full story from the videos of yours that I've watched. And when is your next trip to the Philippines? Let's see. Who else can I talk to that's in here? Someone else is in here. Gary Walker. Okay, you said you're wait, no, when was it Gary? I know Gary's girlfriend likes me, and I want to say Simon's wife was subscribed to me. How come they don't ever comment on here? Like, I'm nice. I'm not gonna say anything bad. They could pop on here and say hi. Y'all just keeping them from commenting. That's what it is. Like, y'all just keeping them from commenting because like you don't want the girls to come on here and spill the beans about Simon, like you or Gary. Like, y'all playing it close to the vest. I see y'all. I see y'all. You don't want the word getting out. All right, well, y'all stop commenting. You know what's gonna happen? Y'all stop commenting. I'm gonna go have a cigarette. 'Cause I don't like sitting there and just like ready to talk. I ain't got nobody to talk to. I can talk to all y'all. I if nothing else, wait, why you stop following me? If nothing else, just wait. Why is this thing acting weird? There you go. If nothing else, like, hey, want me to start smoking? Did you quit smoking? In the future, like, I'm telling you right now, if you don't want me to smoke, you need to come up with an engaging topic about something other than me not smoking. You see protests in Indonesia. No, Robert. Like, I wish, like, in a way, I wish I did. So, because that would be a fascinating topic. But honestly, like world events, I don't keep up with, because I can't do anything about it, and it's just like I don't like watching. I don't watch the news, because normally the news is about things that I have no control over, and it does nothing other than make me stressed out or sad. And it's like, I'm not watching shit like that on purpose. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I could be watching, Frozen, some kind of Disney movie or something that, I get some kind of happiness from. Yeah, I'm a dork. I freely admit it. But you get the point. Like, I'll watch something that, I get some kind of entertainment value. I'm not the type that's entertained by like, I think, yeah, no judgment on anybody else. This is just my viewpoint. But I think people that are like addicted to the news are the type of people that like to see other people that have it worse than they do so that they can feel better about their lives instead of just like making an active effort on their own to feel good about their lives, if that makes sense. Like there's people that like looking at people that have it worse than them to make them feel like they're okay, like to validate their life. Just my theory. Dream. Robert said, wait. Story time. Subscribe to Kuya Dave. Awesome. Yeah, y'all definitely subscribe to each other. Robert, politicians feathering own nests at same time raising taxes on the poor. Yeah, like that's not right. And that, if that's the case, then I'm glad that they're revolting or whatever. Like that's the people that should do it. The people that are affected by that, they're making a change, and I'm definitely supportive of that. Robert said, in Banyuwangi, so-called protesters sat down with police and prayed, love Banyuwangi. That's awesome. Like that, I'm a big believer in like peaceful protest or nonviolent resistance. I did a live stream about when it was last Monday here in the Philippines was National Heroes Day, and I was talking about some of the historical heroes in the Philippines, and one of them was Jose Rizal, and like it was. If you've never read anything, like go Google Jose Rizal and like read some of his story. Like he should be recognized worldwide, like Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Mandela, like same kind of man, and they don't teach about Jose Rizal like they do about some of these other influential leaders that use nonviolent protest. All right, well, I'm putting out my cigarette and still nobody talking to me. So, where we going? So yeah, I think we, well, how long have we been on here? We're about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, so that's probably good. What do y'all think? If y'all don't have anything else that, wait, what? Route 4 said goodnight. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna call it. Everybody's still here. Like whoever is there listening in the background. Wait, got a comment. I'm here, brother. Yeah, I know you're here, still, Craig, but like I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Like I think this is like I know the other ones were shorter, but this is like my 4th live stream day, and I did a whole, like, it should be coming out, like, y'all check out the live stream on YouTube creators creating the same types of content. Like I had a take on that, and I think it's definitely a different spin than you've probably heard. But anyway, you guys have an awesome night, or those that are getting up in the USA have an awesome day, and I'll probably talk to you again tomorrow. I don't know, like there may be a There may be a couple days when I'll be off schedule because I'm getting ready for my trip on the 5th. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But until then, you guys mean the world to me. I really mean it. Who dat? I love you all.